Our today's topic of discussion is events of the life of Prophet in Medina from 8 AH to 10 AH, mean Hijrah, after Hijrah 8 to 10 AH. There are certain events which took place during that particular period. Battle of Mutah, conquest of Makkah, Battle of Hunain, siege of Taif in 8 AH, expedition of Tabuk 9 AH, farewell pilgrimage 10 AH, and the death of the Prophet in 11. A bit of recall to your previous lecture, that was the last one, which was the Khaybar conquest. The Prophet ﷺ learnt about the treacheries of Khaybarite people, that they are usually attacking suburbs of Makkah, looting, plundering, and taking away the property of those people. And they are also intending to attack Medina with the huge army of 40,000. So the Prophet ﷺ took preemptive action against them. Along with his forces of 1700 or 1900, the Prophet approached to them early in the morning and took siege to their fortress. They were 7 in number. All were conquered. At last, Qamus, under the headship of the Hazrat Ali Karamullah Wajhul Kareem, the forces which were sent by the Prophet, and that was also conquered. And the leader of Qamus, Marhab, he was killed in the battlefield. Now come to the present one. That was Battle of Mutah. The causes of Battle of Mutah is the Prophet ﷺ sent his mission to the people, mean all kings and emirs of surrounding areas of Medina, for the invitation towards acceptance of Islam. So the Prophet ﷺ sent a mission to Banu Ghassan's tribe even, that was a border tribe having alliance with Roman Empire, Byzantine Empire. And they were a very strong tribe. 100,000 soldiers were readily available any time to fight. The strength of the tribe, you can measure it from this strength of their fighting force. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ sent 3,000 forces against them just to teach lesson to them that they did wrong. And he appointed 3 commanders, firstly from Medina. One was Zayd bin Harisa radiallahu ta'ala anha. He was a freed slave of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he said, if he is martyred in the battlefield, then automatically the place will be taken up by Jafar bin Abi Talib. He was the elder brother of Ali Karamullah Wajhul Kareem. And then if he is also martyred in the battlefield, then automatically the leadership will be go into the hands of Abdullah bin Rawaha. He was Ansari Sahabi and a great poet of his time and a great warrior as well. And the Prophet said, if they all are martyred into the battlefield, then the Muslims are free at that time to choose anyone amongst them as their leader to fight against the Roman Empire. Khalid bin Walid radiallahu ta'ala anhu, who was also among these forces, and he was very new convert to Islam, mean about 3 months back he accepted Islam. He was as a Sipahite in these forces, having no position. But eventually, when the situations came into that position, when all 3 of the commanders appointed by the Prophet ﷺ martyred into the battlefield, then automatically lead goes into the hand of Khalid bin Walid with the majority of the people's consensus at that time, those who were in that battle from the side of the Muslims. Then he became a commander of his forces. Now look at the forces from the Roman Empire. It is mentioned in a history that they were about 200,000. But unanimously accepted number amongst the historians of the Europeans and even the Muslim historians, they came to the point that these were 150,000, roundabout. Even though there was no match between 150,000 and 3,000 only. No match at all. But Khalid bin Walid was very great strategist of the warfare. He made a plan there that at night time, when all armies are having their rest, sleeping, At that time, he divided his army into the two sections. One was directed to go back to the mountains, because this battle, which was called Mutah, it was in between Syrians' mountain area, strategically very much defendable to the Roman Empire. And from Muslim side, it was the hill area, and in between that was a valley in which that was fought. So at that time, they were sent back, and they were said and commanded that early in the morning, when again fight starts, you should have to divide yourself into 40, 50, 100 sorties, riding upon the horses. You should lower down from the hills, and there should be a dust which is to be blown, and then you reached into the battlefield. Ultimately, psychologically, Roman will think that this is the new reinforcement from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they will be at that time having no strategy to defend our attacks. And it happened. Within 9 next days, about 30,000 of the Roman Empire's army were slain into the battlefield. They were killed. And at last, when they knew their spy system, intelligence system of Roman Empire, they brought news that this is the strategy of Khalid bin Walid. There is no reinforcement from Medina. We should go back beyond that area where he is stationing his forces there. So they decided, and that night we should go beyond that area, and early in the morning from the behind we will attack that force which was totally divided about 1,000 or 1,500 by Hazrat Khalid bin Walid, to stay there to come early in the morning when the war is start to reinforce us, and we will go there and we will kill them, and then we will just advance behind the Muslim force, we will crush them in total. Khalid bin Walid's spies and his system of intelligence also gave him reports that they are going to do this night with you this practice. So Khalid bin Walid, when they took food at, we can say, evening time, he decided to retreat back safely. He left his camps there, he left the fire burning, he left all things as to give dodge to the Roman Empire that we are here. We are here in this battleground. And he left that valley very swiftly before midnight and went away and reached to Medina after 2 or 3 or 4 days. They came, the whole night they stayed awake. Before dawn, they came to attack from behind the forces of the Khalid bin Walid and Muslim forces. They find no one there. They shoot their arrows and all their arms upon the camps of the Muslim there. There were no one there, and they put on all that into the fire, and having nothing found from the Muslims there, the armies there. He came back to Medina, and 12 Muslims were martyred against 30,000 Roman Empire forces. They were slain in the battlefield from the Roman side. The Prophet ﷺ was so impressed by the safe retreat and bringing back the whole army safely to Medina from the Khalid bin Walid that he conferred upon him the title of Saifullah. Title of Saifullah. Right? Any question do you like?